Have you ever wondered why every time you try to change your life, you start strong, but somehow end up becoming the same person again? And have you ever asked yourself why some people improve slowly, silently, and then suddenly become unrecognizable, while you feel stuck in the same cycle? Most people fail because they aim for big changes, but real transformation comes from something much smaller. This is Kaizen, the discipline of improving just 1% each day. And if you want to know how 1% can rebuild an entire life, this is the story of a man who spent years failing until Kaizen finally saved him. His name is Fowler, 33 years old, a man who has started over more times than he can remember. Books he bought but never finished, routines he followed for 10 days, then abandoned for the rest of the year, goals he set during excitement but couldn't sustain when life got heavy. Every night, the same cycle: regret, promises, disappointment. One late night, sitting alone with unfinished work, Fowler finally asks himself, "Why do I keep starting, but never becoming the person I want to be?" That question breaks him, but it's also the moment his real change begins. The next morning, Fowler does something tiny. He makes his bed. That's it. No declarations, no motivation speeches, just one small, controlled action. Then another small step, a glass of water before touching his phone. The steps are simple, almost too small to matter, but something feels different. For a tiny moment, he feels in control. The next day, 5 minutes of reading. The next, a short walk. Minuscule actions, invisible progress. But this time, he's not trying to change in a week. He's trying to change 1% at a time. By week 2, the real battle begins. And it's not dramatic. It's the quiet, annoying, exhausting kind of battle most people lose. Fowler starts skipping the small routines. One day he's tired. The next, he wakes up late. Then he tells himself, "I'll make it up tomorrow." And tomorrow becomes next week. He feels the familiar guilt, the same guilt that used to pull him back to the life he tried to escape. But this time, something different happens. He notices, not with strength, but with awareness. He realizes something important. The old Fowler isn't disappearing, he's fighting back. This is exactly what Kaizen warns about. Your mind prefers comfortable failure over uncomfortable progress. Big goals shock the system. Small goals slip under the radar. So Fowler adjusts. Instead of 10 pages, he reads 3. Instead of a long walk, he walks 5 minutes. Instead of big expectations, he celebrates micro wins. And slowly, something strange begins. Tiny wins start creating tiny dopamine, just enough to keep him going without burning him out. Finishing a small task, cleaning one corner of his room, closing a tab he avoided for weeks. Small victories building quiet confidence. He begins to understand Kaizen for what it truly is. Not the art of improving your life, but the art of gently defeating who you were yesterday. Old habits don't disappear. They shrink, not in a day, but over time. Before we continue the story, if you're still here, thank you. It means this message speaks to you. Consider subscribing and share in the comments what small habit you want to improve. All right, let's continue. Life will always test growth. For Fowler, it happens on an ordinary Tuesday. Too much work, unexpected mistakes, people raising their voices at him. Old Fowler would have panicked, snapped, or shut down. But now, he pauses, breathes, responds instead of reacts. He still ends the day exhausted, but he keeps his promise. his 1% is done. Even on the worst day, he still wins. And this moment tells him everything. He's no longer rebuilding habits. He's rebuilding identity. Months pass. This time, change is undeniable. People notice he moves differently, not faster, but with clarity. He speaks with more certainty, not louder, but with weight. He handles stress better, not because life is easier, but because he is stronger internally. He's not chasing motivation anymore. He's powered by identity. He becomes someone who completes what he starts, someone who stays grounded, someone who grows quietly every day. And the ironic part? Everyone calls it discipline or self-control or a new version of him. But Fowler knows the truth. He didn't reinvent himself. He didn't overhaul his entire life. He just improved 1% a day until the difference became too big for the world to ignore. He is proof of Kaizen's ultimate truth. Tiny steps, repeated long enough, will always beat giant leaps, followed by collapse. You don't need the perfect moment. You don't need motivation that fades by Friday. You just need 1% today and another 1% tomorrow. Because greatness isn't built by big decisions. It's built by the small, consistent steps no one sees. If this story inspired you, consider subscribing and share in the comments the one small habit you'll start improving today, 1% every day, and your life will never stay the same.